Greetings, ladies and gentlefish. Let me show you this this game in the VK36018H. This is a tier 7 game, it's an assault game, we're on the defending team, and we are on the Siegfried line. VK is the tier 6 heavy tank for the Germans, and I'm using the short 88mm gun on it. On paper, I prefer the 75mm gun in pretty much every respect, but I just seem to do better with the 88, so I play with the 88. Anyway, I think I get top XP in this game and also get the sniper medal, so it'd be worth including regardless, but they're not really the reason I've got it in here. It's in here to teach you guys the importance of the humble fire extinguisher. Because apparently, for the first few minutes of this game, my crew have decided to load the incendiary rounds. So initially, our scout goes and gets himself blatted in the face by a tank destroyer, well done to him. And we're just sitting up here because I quite like this spot if you have reasonable turret armour and if you have a little bit of gun depression, and we have both, and there's a Panther. So we're going to aim, and I don't give that shot enough lead because I'm an idiot. But it doesn't matter. Second shot finds its mark, and he's driving down on that A43. Third shot finds its mark, sets him on fire, and it would appear he does not have a fire extinguisher because he's silly, and he burns to death. Pack a fire extinguisher, or you get people do that. I found it rather amusing at the time. I still find it amusing looking back on it, to be honest. It's just so satisfying when you get ammo rack or you set someone on fire or something. So satisfying. Burn. Burn. Now, here is a stock KD-1S. There's shot number 1 into him. He's just deciding to YOLO because, you know, being shot in the side didn't get the message through to him. That shot missed. And there we go. There's the incendiary rounds again. Oh, the A43 actually picked up the kill, but, you know, whatever. I think they're the only 2 fires we get in this match, but it just amused me. Although one of the enemy team over there is also on fire. This just seemed to be a guy for people taking the torch paper and dropping it on your engine block. Just ridiculous. So we're 5-4 up. The game is still quite close, and we're down to about 7.5 minutes of the game left. I don't normally keep track of the time, but if it's an assault game, you do have to bear it in mind, because, yeah, that can go wrong. Speaking of game modes, actually, I'm really looking forward to the new confrontation game mode as of patch 8.11. For those that don't know, basically it's national battles, so the Chinese and Japanese are excluded because they don't have fully fleshed out tech trees yet. By fully fleshed out, I mean like something of every tank type. Oh, A43 nailed their artillery, good man. But the idea is that you have, oh hello Mr. T21, this gives you a bad day. Have a headache, man, have a headache. But oh, SU there, he's dangerous. T21 bounces on me. But the idea is that you get into a battle and you have each team comprised entirely, it's a normal random battle, but each team is comprised entirely of tanks from one nation. So you might have the Americans versus the Germans or something, for instance. And that sounds quite cool, I'm looking forward to that. I think the French will be difficult because French tanks do not really lend themselves to standing on their own. But, you know, we'll see. Now, a pair of us, myself and this A43, are just going to work this SU over. Whichever way he faces, the other one of us goes to take a shot. Now that shot bounced, which was kind of frustrating. But, you know, it happens. That shot didn't. And the KD-1S takes him out. That was a nice little bit of teamwork there. With a complete stranger. And it is really nice when that happens in random games, because it doesn't always. And the A43 is having a good game, so I tell him good job. He's doing well. But ever so occasionally it does happen, and it's a joy when it does. You know, you end up being on like the same wavelength as someone, almost. You both see what has to be done, and you both do it. You don't communicate, generally speaking, in order to do it, you just get down and do it. So we come round this corner and we find K1S. And someone just shot us in the back, and it's that T29, that hurt. So we put a shot to the side of that K1S's turret, and I think about moving up. And I take another shot from behind. Oh dear. And I have to come round this corner, and the K1S just obliterates me. But I was running out of options. That T29 was just plinking me in the back of the turret. And he ammo racks the A43, although he didn't have to. And suddenly he's 3v1. Now, that T29, what he's doing on the field, that's where he is. I have absolutely no idea. Maybe he was trying to go hold down behind a hillock or something, but this is an assault game. You guys spawned, the enemy team spawned on the field. We weren't going to come through the field. We were going to be this side. So why he didn't come into the town, I have absolutely no idea. And the enemy team starts whinging about him in a bit, and so I get the impression, they weren't very impressed. So I just decided to hang around and see how this match unfolds. And I'm glad I did, because it's a really nice conclusion to the game. So it turns out the T29 is on full health, he's upgraded, and someone says, he's on full health. And so the result from the SU-152 is, will be an exciting match then. I liked this guy. He was a pleasure to play with. Him and the A43. If you ever get the chance to play with P_Voronin, or, where is he? B8ND8R. I don't know if you're supposed to pronounce that in a different way. Baton Data? I don't know. If you ever get a chance to play with one of those two guys, absolute pleasure. Someone from the enemy team says he's at this location, and I was like, I was playing a lot of the game at the time, and I didn't have any complaints left. If I had, I'd have leveled one at him, because that's revealing an allied position. That's just not on. It was one of the enemy team pointing out their own teammate's position. However much you disagree with the way the guys played, just give them the respect that they might win this. And give them every effort. And it's against revealing allied positions is against game rules, and there is a complaint for it. And so I'm telling them, don't go one at a time. Don't let him come at you from behind. SU says affirmative and then giggle, because yeah, innuendo in your endo. As I say, he didn't take it too seriously. He was good fun. He's a good guy. So we've got the KV-1S going towards the T29, the SU-152 is looping around to attack him from a different angle, and the artillery is lining up a shot at, I think at the cap circle, because the T29 is going to have to go to the cap circle to win, basically. Otherwise, one of our guys can just run away ad infinitum. So, he starts capping. Our KV-1S pokes his nose around the corner, takes a shot, unfortunately he misses. And the T29 points his gun toward the KV-1S, and the SU-152 blats him. KV-1S readies another shot, misses unfortunately, and so the T29 just starts charging this guy down. And the SU puts another shot through his side. And so he starts aiming at the SU, puts a shot into the SU. KV-1S comes around the corner, fluffs his shot, takes a shot in return. The SU comes round, puts a shot into him, and the artillery finishes him off, having decided this was boring, and he went TD mode into the town, just shotgunned him with that great big gun of his. And that was the game, and that was a nice bit of teamwork at the end from 3 complete strangers. It was really good to see. So I would also like to have a shout out, if anyone, if any of them are watching this, fantastic. I highly doubt it, but if you ever get in a game, I've already mentioned P_Voronin, I've mentioned B8ND8R, So the other ones to point out are KXIN, Xin, or however you're supposed to pronounce that, and Cold Smoke. So, you know, grats to those guys. Nice bit of teamwork at the end. So that was the game. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please feel free to catch some of my other videos or to subscribe. And I wish you happy hunting on the battlefield. Ciao, ciao.